If your cooler has an error here or shows no internet, or it's stuck on this initializing screen, it means that your either your router or your Wi-Fi is not working. So to access the settings when you're stuck here, if you still have the Android navigation, you can just tap the square and go up, and you can go to the settings. But if you have already hidden this navigation and still doesn't have a connection, you have to enter the settings with a password. So to get the password screen, you need to tap in the top left here, and it will show up. And then you go to the back end here, and you need to click enter setting on your machine. Click enter setting. Make sure the time is correct. Click confirm, and it'll give you a code. So you enter that code here. Oops. 192315, enter. So now on the Wi-Fi screen, if you wish to use Wi-Fi, you just turn it on, wait for it to search for a network. Sometimes it might pop back to the vending kind of screen. You just gotta come back here, and then you just simply select the Wi-Fi that you want to connect to and enter the password as you would on any phone, and you'll be connected to the internet. Now there's an issue with this older hardware configuration. So this one does not have the gray box over here, and because of that, without the AI box, it cannot use any Wi-Fi using the 192 subnet. So unfortunately, since most Wi-Fis use that subnet, you cannot use it. But you most likely have a newer hardware configuration, so you'll be able to use Wi-Fi. If you're unable to use Wi-Fi, you need to go to the Ethernet. So we can click on Ethernet. First, make sure it's turned on, and then we need to go to hotspot and tethering. And for the older configuration, like this one, without the gray box, which is called the AI box, we need to turn Ethernet tethering on. If you have the newer configuration, you need to turn it off, like so. So because we have the older configuration, we'll leave it on, but you most likely have to turn that off. And after you do that, you can flip up the screen here. Let's power it off. And we need to insert a SIM card into this router. And there's a pinhole here where if we put a SIM pin in there, it pops out the SIM slot. And as you can see, we already have a SIM card in there. It's exactly the same as what you would put in a cell phone. Let's put that in. But for the AI cooler, obviously you don't need talk or text. You only need data. So with the SIM card put in here, let's flip up the power and wait for it to be powered on. These lights, the power is on, status is good. Cellular just means it's maybe only on 4G and not 5. That's why it's orange, and signal is actually good. But there's still no internet for some reason. You might have to check the router settings. And to do that, first you should turn off the machine and actually unscrew the router. So there's some screws on both sides. You unscrew the router, and on the back there'll be a sheet of paper, a sticker with your login information. So to check why the SIM card is not providing internet, after you've gotten your username and password, we go to display here, advanced Navibar control. Let's turn that back on. So now this Android navigation is here again. You can click the circle to go to home, scroll up, go to Chrome, and you need to type in the IP address 192.168.21. And here it will show that if it shows no internet, it means your router is not connected to the machine for some reason. And if your Ethernet, everything is on, you may need to restart the machine. So you go here, and restart. So after you restart, you can swipe up again, go to Chrome, and you go to the 192 IP address again. And you go there, and you log in to your router. I have the password saved, but your password is actually behind the router here. So you need to undo these two screws and see the password that's written on the backside. Once you have those passwords, you click login. And if you need to do an APN setting, you click network, cellular, and you go down here, you type in the correct APN for whatever provider you're using. So you type in the correct APN, click OK, and then click add and apply. It will then execute the change and it will restart. So now, once you have typed in the APN correctly, and you go to the Smart Fridge app again, it should now be connected to the internet.